Hurricane Michael churning through the Gulf of Mexico, taking aim at the Florida Gulf Coast, where it's expected to make landfall along the Panhandle as a Category 3 storm. Governor Scott already activated members of the National Guard and declared an emergency in some counties. For NBC6, Jay Gray live in Panama City, joining us this midday. Jay, it's a drill that we know all too well here in South Florida. Last-minute preparations, sandbags, everybody buckling down, getting ready to brace a storm.
Yeah, Roxy, you're absolutely right. As Angie just talked about, Michael is a storm that is massive and growing in intensity as well as momentum as it closes in here.
Thousands are rushing away from the Florida coast right now as Michael starts to move in.
Let me be clear. Hurricane Michael is a monstrous storm, and the forecast gets getting more dangerous.
The massive storm is now a Category 2 hurricane with sustained winds of 100 miles an hour and expected to intensify before landfall.
The storm is likely to strengthen to a Category 3 over the next 12 to 24 hours. So that is major hurricane status.
The wind has already started to pick up. The surf is growing. And so is concern here.
We want to get things done, get the propane, get extra water, make sure everything's taken care of by the time the storm actually comes.
Michael is a triple threat: severe winds, driving rains, and a potentially devastating storm surge of 8 to 12 feet.
Hurricane Michael is going to be a devastating storm to a part of Florida that has not seen a storm of this magnitude in quite some time.
Evacuation orders are in place across the Florida Panhandle right now, and a state of emergency has already been declared in over 100 counties.
Spread the word. There's a hurricane.
From Alabama through Georgia.
Yeah, and look, a fast-moving storm, landfall expected sometime just after noon tomorrow. And look, that means the time to prepare for so many here is quickly running out. That is the latest live here in Panama City Beach. Jay Gray, NBC6 News.
And hopefully people heed the warnings. Jay, thank you. Just 48 hours after coming home from South Carolina, members of the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Team, they're heading back up north. They're heading toward Hurricane Michael. NBC6 reporter Daryl Forges continues our team coverage in Doral. Daryl, you covered these men and women as they were leaving to Hurricane Florence.
Yes, Shelley, that's right. And that was an ongoing journey and a tough journey for those men and women in uniform. And now they're getting right back at it, heading to North Florida in just a couple of hours or so from now. And right now, the biggest thing for them is just making sure everything's ready to go for their journey to the Panhandle area. South Florida first responders preparing for Hurricane Michael, but it's not expected to hit our area, but the Panhandle. That's why these teams are deploying to North Florida ahead of the potential impact the storm may bring.
Our main objective is going to be search and rescue to assist any individuals that stayed in the area that need assistance, whether it's trapped in their homes or stuck by flood water.
Florida Task Force 2 is one of 20 federal teams that respond anywhere in the country. Fire crews on this team come from Miami, Broward, and West Palm. The assets they have is like a Swiss Army knife. They have any and everything they could possibly need to be self-sufficient.
From heavy rescue equipment to swift water boats that we could put in the water to hazmat equipment, communications equipment.
Florida Task Force 2 isn't the only South Florida crew heading north. So is the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue's Urban Search and Rescue Team, FLTF1. The group is sending 45 members. Get this, just 2 days ago, this group returned from the Carolinas to help during the previous hurricane there. But for these crews, it's all about preparing for the worst and helping the people who need it.
We are ready to go so that the victims that are there, we can get them out and make sure that they get whatever assistance they possibly need.
Now, for some of those fire rescue crews, the first place they're going to go to is Ocala. That's where they will be doing their pre-staging before the hurricane hits. Once the hurricane passes, then it'll be up to FEMA on exactly where these agencies need to go. But for now, we're live in Doral this morning. Daryl Forges, NBC6 News.